Okay, in this lecture we're going to be talking about how to use the clip bin. And when you're clicked on this icon, this blank canvas here is going to be your clip bin. And essentially what the clip bin is it's a holding place for all of the pieces and parts that you might want to use for your video. So examples of what you would store in the clip bin would be audio files, video files, such as a screencast recording, or pictures, images that you want to lay into your videos as part of the video. So the only thing that I have in the clip bin right now is the screencast video that I recorded in Camtasia, and you'll recognize this later down the road. It's one of the lectures that I've created to show you how to enter your videos into the Udemy curriculum. So that's already loaded into the timeline. But let's say that I wanted to add in a photo of myself so I can talk about some personal experience in the middle of this video. Okay, so what I do is I click on Import Media, and then I navigate to that particular image that I'm looking for on my computer, and then I just hover over it and click it. And you'll see there it's loaded a new section here called Images, and it's loaded that picture in there for me. Now while I'm at it, I'm going to bring in another image. Click on that and it'll pop another one in there. You can do the same thing for additional video or audio files or whatever file that you want to use using that same process. Once you have it on your clip bin, if you want to use it in your video, you just grab it, drag it over here until you see the little plus sign over the track, and let it go. So let's put both of these in here just so I can show you. Okay, so those two little blips are my photos on the timeline. And if I zoom in a bit, we'll actually be able to see them sitting there. Now if I go back and I hover over this timeline as we go through the video, you're going to see the image pop up. See that? And then at the end of this little call out, it stops. Same with the picture of my face. Jumps up into the screen and it's gone. So one thing to keep in mind is that whatever's on the top track is what's going to show up first. So if I take this portrait and I drag it up on top of this one, as I go through the timeline, it's going to show up on top. And if I switch them, put the picture of my computer on top, then that's what's going to show up on top. So that's important to remember for images and videos. It's different for audio. If you have two audio tracks, then you're going to hear both of the audio. I use this trick a bit to cover up errors or sections of video that are hard to edit out, or I just don't want to bother with editing out. You can lay another section of video over the top of it and essentially make it disappear. So let me go ahead and delete these and then show you. If you don't want something in the clip bin, then you can just right click on it and say remove from clip bin, and that's gone. And let me just show you one more thing. I'll drag a video in here so you can kind of see how that works. So I'm just going to highlight that, click open, and then I'm going to scroll down here and it shows this video. If I take that video and drag it onto the timeline, it pops into the timeline, and then if I zoom out on the timeline, you can see where it is. Now I can grab that and I can reposition it. So for instance, if I want this video to be my introduction, then I could go over to there and you'll see that it's what shows up until you reach the end of the video I just put on there, and then it reverts back to what's underneath it. Now we'll get into this stuff more later, but you'll notice now I have two audio tracks. So what I would want to do is choose which audio track I want and make sure that I delete the other one or silence the other one. And you could do that pretty easily by locking this one, highlighting this whole section. If I click cut, it deletes that whole track from underneath and slides this track all the way over. So then I can just slide this back to where it is. And then as I go through again, you'll see it's still the same video. And then when I get to here, it turns into the other video. But as I play it, you won't have the audio from this track underneath playing over the track on top of it. But we'll get into more of that kind of editing later. But that's essentially how you use the clip bin. Just import media, it'll appear in your clip bin, and then you grab it and drag it to where you want to use it on your timeline.